as a woman, being of the age that you are, and you have friends and family that may be single that are looking to be with a guy, want to be in a relationship, what advice would you tell them as to where to start preparing themselves?
My advice for anyone who's pursuing a relationship would be to really work on their mindset. Work on their daily, I would give them 3 tips. Their daily habits. What is your morning routine? What is your daily routine? And also determining what are your 5 pillars. What is most important to you? Focus on those things. Refine those things and really get those things underway. Whether it takes 3 months or a year, give yourself that time to figure you out and learn who you are, and learn how to be happy by yourself without receiving the accolades from other people.
Based on your experiences as growing up with your mom, not really seeing your dad that much, how did that affect you early on in relationships, and how have you grown from that being in your current relationship?
Not being able to see my dad and not understanding who he was or who he was supposed to be for me. I was the kind of female who was searching for my father in other men, but I also should have known, if I didn't have known then, I should have known that, you really have to search within, and you have to just trust that God is going to bring the person that you want or that he wants for you. Because at this point, if your dad wasn't there, you can't get bitter, you only can get better from it. But at the same time, you gotta trust that God is gonna bring you the king that is gonna be in your life, and also in your kids' life if you're not married to the person who you had kids with. So I think that for me, it was so essential that I had a good man to represent what a man was supposed to be, because I didn't know what it was supposed to look like, but I knew what it was supposed to feel like. So I'm just grateful that I did what I was supposed to do on that terms, as far as marrying somebody who was a man of God. That was everything. But at the same time, he knew that he wasn't even on that page. You weren't on that page. But at the same time, you also had it instilled within you. So,
If you could tell your younger you, 20-year-old something that you've learned since being the age that you are now, what would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself not to settle, and to just wait for what God has in store for me. Not to settle for anything less, and to just put my trust in God. And then he would definitely bless me with the king that I needed to be with, period.
From being a single woman in a relationship to being a married woman, what changes did you have to make in order to make your marriage successful?
I had to realize that it wasn't all about me and my kids anymore. I also had to make the adjustment, because as a wife, I have to realize that I have to honor my husband and what he's bringing to the table, and I have to respect him and honor him for who he is in the household, as the provider, as the leader, as the warrior. And so I had to remember that I was not independent no more. I had to remember that it was now a unit. We were going to be a team. And so that was what was important for me.
What did you do to prepare yourself as far as your mindset so that your husband could find you?
Well, I just really started soul searching. I was soul searching. I was really praying and asking God just to give me someone who is going to be compatible with my grind. And I also just really raised my expectations for people. I made sure that I did everything that I could to work on myself. And so that was my main thing, working on me, and so that I can attract the person that I needed to attract to make it happen.
So, how did you know you were ready to start pursuing finding your husband?
I realized it when I was in a bad situation, meaning I was putting myself in a situation that really didn't match who I was. And so I prayed to God and I asked God to put it on my heart for me to want to be a wife. And He did that.